Welcome, Melissa.
Hi, thank you for having me.
All right, so tell me a little bit about your business and how you got started to begin with.
Okay, well, my business, Melissa Roche, started about 5 years ago. And
Also pretty recent.
Pretty recent. What I was doing prior to that, I was a full-time educator for a cosmetology school.
Love that.
So I was teaching for about 12 years full-time, and then with the pandemic, things kind of just happened as they do. I did have a small group of clients that I kept when I left the salon because I was cutting hair for 10 years out of school. So I had these just a small group that I kept because they refused to go anywhere else.
Yep.
But with the pandemic, I wasn't able to do their hair using the facility that I was using. So I thought, maybe I should look into renting a space like 1 or 2 days a week, because I had a full-time job. I didn't want another full-time job, really. So I asked a friend really about what she does for tax purposes. That was just like the initial start of this conversation. And she had a spot in a place that she rented over in Mission Hills. So it kind of just snowballed so quickly from there. And next thing I knew, I had begun a business in 2021.
Wow.
With 7 clients. But I thought, well, I'll just build slowly and, I'm not going to worry about it because I still was working full time.
So I heard you are just the person to go to for haircuts.
Oh.
How did you get started with hair in general?
Well, I come from a family of hairdressers. So both my mom and dad do hair. And still, at 81, my father's 81 and my mom is 75. And so I grew up in the salon in Pennsylvania. That's where I'm from. And growing up, I actually did not want to do hair at all.
That's so funny.
I know. I was always doing hair in my parents' salon. So I would go mess around with my hair, my friend's hair, all through high school. But just did not want to do hair, was so adamant. But then I moved to California and I just saw a different side of it. I just saw people with tattoos, rock music. It was super fun. I knew I didn't want to wear a suit.
Yes.
And I didn't want to sit down. And I like talking to people and just having a good time. So I walked past a salon that kind of encompassed all of that and stopped me dead in my tracks. I have a daughter, so she was about 15 months old, stopped me dead in my tracks and just went into the salon. My brother took my daughter at the time we were just walking in PB and got my hair done, and 5 days later enrolled in cosmetology school.
How fun.
Yeah.
I love that. It seems like everything just kind of just one little initiation and then it just goes.
It's wild how things like that happen.
Yeah. So how did you end up at Broadway?
So I was in Mission Hills for about 2 years, renting at a cute spot. It was just an old apartment over a deli, and it wasn't really a private space. So it was cute, but it wasn't conducive to building a clientele. And actually, unfortunately, the women there were not great.
Oh.
Yeah, so that does happen. Besides my friend. My friend was there, but I had to kind of just change. So anyway, I started looking for a spot. I went to a place over in, Rosecrans.
Okay.
Yeah, and that I was like, I don't even want to drive over here.
Yeah.
So it's
a little too hectic.
Yeah. I don't know, they all intercede, So then I came here. I'm not really sure how I found it, other than maybe just walking by. I knew the building, and then
It's a great location. Right
wonderful
here.
location. Yeah. I love North Park.
It's a vibe.
It
for
is
sure.
a vibe.
It's a
I
vibe.
love North Park. Love North Park.
I know. I wish I could be down here too. I just live so far north.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I called Broadway and got an interview, or not an interview, but scheduled a tour. And my husband came with me, and so I'm allergic to all chemicals.
Really?
Yes, and this started in 2018. So that's essentially what made me leave the previous place, because they weren't very friendly about it, which is fine. So anyway, met with Angela. She showed me around. I loved the space. It was so beautiful.
It's gorgeous in here.
Gorgeous building. And Angela is so sweet. And she actually had mentioned that they don't do acrylic.
Yes.
Because that was a big thing. I can't even walk into a place that does
It's
acrylic.
intense, the smells and the
Yes.
aroma.
Yes. So when she said that, my husband was like, "That's it. You're coming here." And I mean, I told Francis, he's never getting rid of me. I love it here. It's great. They're so wonderful.
And how long have you been in here so far?
July will be 3 years.
Wow.
I know.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's like
you.
almost like 2 months away.
I know. Yeah, I love it. Yes.
So I was walking upstairs, I peeked in your room, and I am obsessed with your concept and your design and everything. And I just want to know what inspired you and how if you got everything together all at once, or you're kind of just like picking pieces. Tell me about it.
Okay, thank you so much. I love my space so much. So what inspired me? It's 80s, 90s themed.
Yes. I felt like Saved by the Bell-ish. I saw
Yeah,
that on the
yes.
wallpaper. So fun.
Actually, it's not wallpaper.
No, it's not?
My husband spent a week painting that.
He did?
He did
Wow.
it all.
Okay.
And I helped zero.
I need to get me one of those.
The concept just came from growing up. Like I said, I grew up in the salon. My parents' salon wasn't like that, but I wanted it to feel like we were hanging out in my room, just chilling, doing hair, having a good time with movies in the background, to a time where I just felt like
Home.
I had the most fun and I was at home. And it was just like, you can't take yourself too serious.
Yeah.
Not only in hair, but in everything. So.
And I saw that you have the VHSs, the old school, and I saw that you had a old school rotary phone.
Yes.
Does it work?
Everybody asks me that, and I am so tempted to get a landline.
I know. It should have.
But it's just decoration.
Yeah. It's so cute, though. It's like
Thank
pink.
you.
And then what else do you have in your room, maybe that I didn't get to see? Because I only got to peek in. I didn't get to walk through.
Well, I mean, I do have a huge VHS collection. So on the wall that you can't see, there's more VHS.
Oh, fun.
And then cute little things like like a Slinky. I have some Smurf figurines.
Oh, so
I have
fun.
a Magic 8-Ball.
All of the things.
All the things that you're just like, what? No. So, like I said,
I love that.
remind me of
I
home.
love your theme, and I think you could still, like, even 3 years later, pick out things and be like, oh, this will be great.
I still am. The Smurfs I just got.
I feel
so-
like a troll thing, maybe.
I have trolls.
Oh, you have
I
trolls.
have trolls.
Okay, perfect.
I have trolls.
Dang it.
I have
was like-
gremlins. I have trolls. I have a little Pac-Man video game. Yeah, it's an obsession.
And
yes.
does the VHS work?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I have
so you play it
I
while
play
you-
movies all day long.
Yeah, while
yes.
you're cutting hair and
Yes.
whatnot.
Yes.
So I guess that would go into like what your ideal perfect client would be when they walk in, like someone who obviously would be really excited about being in a place like that, like very nostalgic, I don't know, just tell me a little bit about what your ideal client would be like.
For me, my ideal client would be, somebody that loves the design, feels comfortable in there. I know it can be maybe a little much just visually, but somebody that's just like, this is like such a rad place. And
it's unique.
Thank you. Yes, I agree. And with their look, they want to have fun, but also professional, because I want to see them every 6 weeks.
Yes, exactly. So I heard you just got an award. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Very unexpected.
How did that happen? What is it for?
One of the top 5 salon in North Park.
Awesome.
So that was cool, through Google, based on reviews and just statistics. So that was.
So they just
sent me a
contacted
letter.
you and just sent it to you, and then I saw the plaque on there.
Yep.
That's so awesome.
Yes.
So how did you? So how do people contact you? How do you tell them to write a good review? Maybe for someone that's just getting started, what would your advice be?
So I would say definitely, if you're just starting your business, have a Google business page. That actually transformed my business.
Really?
Like I said, like I said, I was still building. Still, when I came here, I wasn't. I was a full-time teacher, so I had very limited availability. But another professional had told me, start a Google business page and ask people for reviews.
Yeah.
And I did that.
So do you tell them verbally? Do you like have a card that you send out or an email? How do you do that?
So I ask verbally at the end of the service, if you loved what I did today, I'd love it if you left a review. And also, when people check out with me, they receive an email or a text receipt, and there's a little
the link at the
link
bottom.
in there. Yes.
Awesome.
So I asked them to do that.
And then just for anybody that's starting out, and how would does it cost money?
Nope.
Tell me the whole process of, and do you only use Google?
I only use Google.
Okay.
I don't use Yelp.
Yeah. I feel like Yelp people just kind of want to complain.
I agree with
there.
you. So my husband uses Yelp a lot, like to find places to eat or whatever, and I never use Yelp. I use Google.
neither.
Yeah, and I found it really hard to navigate Yelp. I love Google, and I have all 5-star reviews, so I'm very proud of my reviews on there.
Yay, as you should be.
So. Thank you.
And the award proves it.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about how you picked being a cut specialist, because I know a lot of people like to either prefer color or style, and what made you choose the direction that you went in?
That's a great question. Thank you so much for that question. So when I graduated cosmetology school, I went into a salon that was a specialty-based salon, and this was in Hillcrest in the early 2000s.
Yes.
And I did one set of highlights in beauty school.
If it was early 2000s, probably very
Yes.
stringy and
Yes. And I actually hated touching foil. So when they were like, you have to choose one, I was like, not a problem, cutting
already
hair.
know.
Also, I feel like there's a different aesthetic between a hair cutter and a hair colorist.
Oh, and what would that be?
I might get in trouble for
Oh,
that.
no. I mean,
no.
We can talk about it.
No, I feel like hair cutters are a little bit edgier.
I would agree. I think most people would agree.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because we're, using sharp objects.
Oh, yeah.
But
It's just like, yes.
And then hair colorists, I feel like are a little bit more subdued. Not saying they're not edgy and creative, because they definitely are. And color is such an art that I am like just amazed with people that can do such incredible things. But yeah, so I just knew I wanted to cut hair, and I did that for 10 years only. I only cut hair.
When someone asks you, hey, do you color as well? You're like, nope, just cut.
No, I do color.
Oh, you do color.
Yes,
Okay.
So I do color, and if somebody is like, I want this Instagram thing, I'm like, that is not my specialty. Like, I like classic color, classic application, that type of stuff. I will have no problem referring somebody to something a little bit more complicated that is outside of my wheelhouse. But when I went to go teach, I needed to learn color. So after 10 years, I focused on learning hair color, went to Wella. I was trained by top Wella artists in hair color and highlighting and balayage and all that. So I focused on that. So when I started my business, I was like, am I going to do color? Am I not going to do color? And then I thought, you might as well just do it. And if you hate it, don't do it.
Yeah,
and I actually,
take it off your menu.
So I actually really love doing it. So I do it. But 90% of my clientele is haircut.
Yes. And what would you think is like your most popular or most requested service for haircuts? Like style-wise, I guess, the type
I have
of
a
cut.
lot of short hair clients.
Really?
I have a lot of short hair clients.
Which I think would be harder almost, right? I don't know.
Well, I think so, because
Yeah.
you're dealing more with bone structure when it comes to short hair. Longer hair, the bone structure isn't as visible. It's important, but it's not as visible.
I didn't even think about that bone structure. I should have. I mean, I'm in aesthetics, but I don't know. But that does make sense that you have to think about that.
Yes, and the skull shape, so that comes through more. So yeah.
All right. And then so just looking back, like your life before you were on your own and now being on your own, what would you say the major differences are, and what advice you would give for maybe someone that is thinking about stepping out on their own?
Okay. So the differences between working for myself and working for someone else is there's no comparison.
Yeah.
Working for yourself is like the best thing. I wish I would have done this 10 years ago. However, 10 years ago, I definitely was not ready. There are challenges to it. Like sometimes I wish I could bounce things off of another
Other people,
But I feel like I have some colleagues in this building that I can kind of, do that with. If somebody was going to go out on their own, I would let them know that they're going to be working 24/7 because it's you.
Yeah.
You're in charge of, do you have towels? Did you do laundry? Do you have beverages? Oh no, did you do the color order? Do you have retail? What about the schedule? Somebody just texted you for this appointment. How can you? But then also creating boundaries, which I've just started doing, and I put my phone on Do Not Disturb after I finish my day so that I can engage with my family, and I'm not like doing work while I'm eating dinner with my husband. So I have no guilt about that. Before I did have guilt because I am a business owner. I need to reply at 9 p.m. No, you don't need to reply at 9 p.m.
Nope.
You can do it in the morning,
Exactly.
So I would say know that and put in the work, so you're always on. When I'm not working, I try not to leave the house because I don't want to get dressed and look professional because I don't want to be like, oh, I do hair and I look
like
not...
you're your own walking billboard.
Yes.
And then, so how do you like being? So of course you have your own space, but you're also surrounded by like-minded people and people that are also business owners. Like, and you were saying earlier that you have colleagues that you can kind of bounce ideas around. Like, tell me about like a specific experience that you've had, like with a neighbor, or just, creating bonds within the Broadway umbrella.
So I think what is a difficult thing that maybe people don't want to talk about in the industry when you do go into a suite by yourself is when somebody doesn't return to you or leaves you, because it happens. It happens to everyone for various reasons. But in a suite, it feels more personal. And so I try not to like spiral or reel or be like, oh my God, did I do that? I should have done this.
You can't take it as personal.
Right, you can't take it as personal. And so I have bounced like how we do that, how we make it not too personal, where we're not losing sleep over, little things like that. We're human. I'm not for everyone, and everyone's not for me.
Exactly.
And I only want people that want to be in my chair.
So tell me also about maybe what are your next steps? You've been here for 3 years. You're feeling comfortable, like more probably confident. What is the next step for you?
Well, I think just continually building. I am busier, but I'm always taking new clients.
And how can people, maybe someone that's watching now, reach out to you if they want to see your space, get a cut?
Oh, I would love that. MelissaRocheHair.com.
Yeah. So you have your own website.
I do. It's like it's a landing page, then it takes you to. But yes, my husband, I got to give a shout out to him. He literally does everything for me. So MelissaRocheHair.com. Also, you can find me on Instagram. Okay. And I don't do TikTok. I can only handle one.
It's
a social media.
Full-time job to do all of that social media. But how did you get the website started? He just made it for you? Was there a certain...
So I use a booking company called glossgenius.com. So my husband, they utilize, they facilitate a landing page, a website. So I have just theirs that you can customize, and my husband is working on building me such a cool website because it has the VHS and the 90s
the
theme. So I'm like,
the brand.
Yes, the brand.
Yes.
So that's how people can reach me. And of course, if you go on Google, you'll find me, Melissa Roche Hair. Salon in North Park is probably the #1 way. And the number on there is my personal cell phone. So you can call or text me, but I always tell people, if you call me, yes. If you call me, I probably won't answer, but you can text me.
I'm much more of a texter too. I'm like, I'm not answering this call that I don't know. If you text me, I'll text you as soon as I can.
Yes.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite things about being a business owner or working for yourself is creating your own schedule and not being, if you are sick or if you want to go on a trip, you don't have to ask for time off, and so you get to do what you want. Tell me about a trip that you've taken that you might not have been able to do if you were working for somebody else.
That is awesome about not having to clock in and out and creating your own schedule. So recently I took my daughter to Sicily. We went to Sicily and Italy, and we made our way. So it was a 15-night trip, and it was amazing. I love to travel. My daughter loves to travel. My husband and I love to travel. So I feel like I work 6 weeks, I take a trip. I work 6 more, I take a trip.
It's a good balance.
It is a great balance.
Balance.
So we did that trip, and we had a great time. And you can always make money.
Yeah.
You can't get the time back with the family. It took me a long time to learn that. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you might feel like guilty or I have to hustle. There's such a hustle culture.
It is a hustle culture.
And you are the manager, you are the janitor, you are the schedule maker, you are all those things.
Yeah.
But you're also the vacation taker as well.
Yes, I am. Yes. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Melissa.
Yes.
Tell me. Actually, let's talk about our favorite type of client and our like nightmare client.
Oh, okay.
Let's do dream client first and then nightmare.
Dream client is 5 to 10 minutes early with a coffee
Good
for
start.
me.
Great start.
Maybe a scone, just saying.
I love it.
Is pre-booking their appointments, always taking recommendations for retail, and lets me have creative control, but also has input on what they're looking for. I don't want somebody to be like, do what you want, because girl, you don't know what's going on up in this brain.
We could do a lot.
And leaves a review, it's just a great...
And keeps coming back.
And
brings the good vibes.
Yeah, good vibes. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, tell me about your nightmare client.
Nightmare client, perpetually 20 minutes late.
Oh,
Tells me it shouldn't take long. Tells me what to do. Like, oh, just do this. Or what about this piece? Cut this piece. What about a highlight here? Like, they don't understand.
Very hypercritical of small things. Yeah.
Like, I like the direction, but I can't just cut this piece if I don't cut the piece over here. It's a balance. So I don't like that. And then at that point, I feel like I'm relinquishing control and I'm not doing my best work because I'm just trying to do what they want. And I would say for anybody that's listening, if you're like that, that's fine, but that's not how I work.
That's not your dream client. It's
No,
not most
me.
people's dream
Yeah,
clients.
Yeah.
I know. For me, the lateness. And that, do you have any late or cancellation policies?
I do have a cancellation policy. So within 24 hours, if you cancel within the 24 hours, it's a 50% of the service price. Now, I'm not.
That's standard, I feel.
It
like,
is
I think that's
standard.
fair.
No, everybody gets like a grace period. Like, oh, like something happened and you can't make it.
Absolutely.
I completely understand. But if it's like a continual thing, I'm so sorry. Like, my time is valuable. Like, that's...
And it does happen. I think you can differentiate between clients that, like, an emergency might happen or was like a one-time thing, but there are people who are consistently always late and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. That's why those are in place, those cancellation policies and whatnot.
And like no show, like
no call, no show. That's a nightmare client.
Like, why would you do that to someone?
I don't know. People that don't understand, I guess, that it's not just their time, but your time.
Yeah.
And you could have put somebody else's time in that time.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. And so do you have any other policies? Do you have people that sign contracts once they become your client? How does that work?
I actually don't have contracts for,
just a haircut.
Yeah. I do have contract for extensions. So I do.
Yeah, because there's a little bit more detail and
yes.
whatnot. What kind of extensions do you do?
I do tape-in, I-tip, weft, so the sew-in. I'll say that's probably the number one thing I do is the sew-in.
The sew-in?
Yeah, which I love to do.
How long does that take?
I would say standard appointment, start to finish, 3 hours.
Wow.
Start to finish, shampoo, put them in.
That's when those VHSs come into play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Girl, pick a movie.
So name off some of your movies that you have in VHS, because I think I would love probably every single one of them.
All right. So I just got Witches of Eastwick with
my
Cher
God,
and
yes.
Susan Sarandon and Michelle Pfeiffer. So I just got that. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Classic.
I just got Single White Female.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Bridget Fonda, Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Okay, I'm going to have to put it on my list of things to watch.
I got Star Wars trilogy, the original.
Oh, yeah, the original.
Yes, Groundhog Day, Scrooged. I mean, who doesn't love Bill Murray?
Gosh, I love it.
Yeah, I got them all. Yeah. Think of a movie, I probably have it. Yeah.
What's the one with David Bowie and he's
Labyrinth?
Yeah, the
Have
Labyrinth.
it.
I feel okay.
Got
good.
it.
I kind of knew.
I also have Legend with Tom Cruise.
Which one's that one?
Oh, that's kind of like the same
kind of vibe.
Yeah, but Tom Cruise was like
a baby.
Yeah. Yes, a Cocktail.
Oh, Yep, seen that one. Yeah. And then, so for something that long, So you said that you have refreshments. I saw a little fridge in there,
Yeah.
and then also you said that you have retail.
Oh, I have
So
retail.
what kind of retail do you do, or do you have?
So I have, well, back to you
Refreshments?
asked, no, so you asked about do I have any contracts or things that, so I do have a form that you will fill out prior to your appointment, just like, asking you standard questions. One of the things that I'd like to highlight in there is I asked my clients not to wear any heavy perfume or cologne, especially for those long appointments. Maybe just
'cause
for a
then it's
haircut,
just
I can deal.
Simmering in the room.
But if it's a 3 hours and you got your Dracar Noir on, that's,
understandable.
That might kill me. So I do ask that.
And that's definitely something personal that you can add on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
We're
know.
going to be in a room, just you and me, for 3 hours. That's not, I don't think that's crazy at all.
One thing that
I think that's definitely something I would probably put on there too.
Right, yeah, because it's my space. And at first I felt like maybe I couldn't ask that, but then I was like, no, I want to do hair for another 20 years at least.
Yeah.
So let me just put what I would like. And then another thing that I put on there recently that I've seen other professionals, younger professionals, is do you prefer a silent appointment? Which
Yes.
I was like, I like to not talk when I get my nails done. And some people, they talk all day and they're at work and they're with kids. And
it is such a personal thing. I think some people do like to decompress and just kind of relax and zone out, but some people decompress by talking.
correct,
Yeah. So that's interesting that you
Yeah.
put that. Maybe I should do that for me too. Do you feel like people, a majority, say one way or the other?
A lot of people say they don't either way. They don't
Yeah,
care.
they don't
They
care.
can
Yeah.
talk. They don't need to talk.
Sometimes
And
it's a
I'm the
mood.
same way.
Yeah.
I like to chit chat, but I try to pick up on the cues the client is giving me. I like to chat, but I also like to not chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Yeah. That's so interesting. Are there any other little things on that you maybe personally have on one of those forms?
No, I think those are the only two that I think are unique to myself.
And it's interesting because I also have forms and whatnot, and you kind of just keep adding as you go. Because sometimes you come across clients or situations where you're like, oh, you know what, that might need to be added on
Yes.
into that thing, And I think sometimes you think that you're going to start out knowing everything, but you're not.
I've learned so much in the 3 years that I've been in Broadway Salon Studios.
and on your own.
And on my own,
Yeah.
yes.
And then obviously you were a teacher before this. Do you have any educational classes?
No.
Personal?
I do not want to teach
You're
anymore.
like, nope, I'm done.
I've had people ask me, and I was teaching for a hair extension company up until the beginning of this year, but I decided to step away. I just want to, I'm pretty busy here. I just want to do this and
Yes.
enjoy my family and travel.
Yeah.
So
I can completely understand
Yes.
that. You just want to do it for the pleasure of you doing what you love to do, and sometimes teaching can be exhausting.
yeah, agreed. And I did it for 15 years.
Yeah.
So
You're like, I
I'm
did
good.
it. I'm good. I checked it off. I'm just doing this for my own fun now.
Yes.
I love it.
Woohoo! Thank you.
Yeah.